Good morning, fellas, and welcome back to Me Plays Games, the show that hit 120 power saxophones around the city. My name is Matt, and last week we took a look at Super Mario 64's 70-star world record. But the game can be beaten with far fewer stars using various glitches. Today we'll be looking at the 16, 1, and 0-star categories for this game. For more speedrunning videos, subscribe to Me Plays Games and join our Discord server, link in the description. Alright, let's get started. The world record for 16-star belongs to Slipperynip, with a time of 14 minutes, 56.03 seconds. One thing you might notice is that he's playing on a Japanese cartridge, as opposed to 70-star runners who use the North American version. That's because he felt like it. That's because the Japanese version of the game is faster for every other category. It's better in the short categories because there's less text, and it's better in 120-star because of different star placements, including one in Jolly Roger Bay that you have to open a box to get in the other versions. The North American one is fastest in 70-star though, because although there's more text, it scrolls faster than in Japanese. The European version is basically unusable for speedrunning, since the whole game runs 16.67% slower due to a lower frame rate. To eliminate 54 stars from the run and beat the game with only 16 stars, you need two glitches that are banned in 70-star, the backwards long jump and Mips clip. Then you can beat Bowser at the end. Thanks for watching this video. The 16-star run starts the same way as 70-star, using Lakitu skip to avoid listening to Lakitu explain how the camera works, saving about 8 seconds. Little does he know that Mario invented the camera in his attic in 1904, so he doesn't need the explanation anyway. Instead of going into a regular level though, we're gonna head straight for Bowser. It's like going straight for Ganon in Breath of the Wild, except it's nowhere near as dangerous, we're using glitches to get there, and also this isn't even the final boss battle. Okay, it's not like going straight to Ganon at all. Before we move on, let's talk for a second about why the backwards long jump works. When Super Mario 64 was being made, the developers obviously had to implement some kind of mechanism to limit Mario's speed. So they limited his speed and the game functions properly and they all lived happily ever after the end. Yeah, I'm lying, there's usually no cap unless you're long jumping. The devs implemented a limit for your speed when walking and long jumping forwards, but there's no such limit for long jumping or walking backwards. So you're able to build up a ton of speed by finding places to long jump backwards over and over. The way collision detection works is that the game will constantly be checking to make sure you're not inside a wall. But if you're moving fast enough, you can be on one side of the wall on one frame and on the other side on the next. Since there's no frame where you're actually inside the wall, the collision detection doesn't kick in and push you back like it normally does. Actually, not exactly. Mario's position is usually updated 4 times per frame, and each of these updates is known as a quarter step. So you actually need to build up enough speed to pass through a wall in a quarter of a frame, meaning you need to be going 4 times faster than you otherwise would. To do backwards long jumps, or BLJs for short, runners will do one long jump forwards, then keep pressing the jump button while moving backwards. The first of these in the run is the lobby backwards long jump, or LBLJ for short, or logical backwardation long jump for long. This is an example of a low ceiling BLJ, but they can also be performed on certain staircases, slopes, and elevators. There's an invisible wall that acts like a ceiling which makes this trick possible here. To do this BLJ, runners will enter this door leading to the basement. On these stairs you can jump up and grab a ledge. Pull yourself back up to the lobby here and turn around. Start the long jump and mash A until you have enough speed, then start moving towards the castle's front door. Turn the camera around and move towards the 8-star door. Pass through the door and head into the Bowser level. From there, Bowser in the Dark World plays out the same way as in 70-star. Check out my video on that run for more info, because every star you get in this run is also in the 70-star run. Now we only need 15 more stars to beat the game. We'll start in Whomp's Fortress with Blast Away the Wall. In the 70-star video, we saw Dwhatever use a fairly long setup to do cannonless, but Slipperynip uses a faster one called Salt Setup. He just collects the last 2 coins on this plank, then sets up the camera and holds forwards. Next up is Fall onto the Caged Island. Once again, Slipperynip goes for a faster and harder version of Owlless compared to the one we saw last week. Dwhatever did a triple jump wall kick to get inside the cage, but Slipperynip hops on a plane to carry him up. But Slipperynip does a double jump. This is one of the cool things about shorter runs. You're able to implement more difficult strats because failing them doesn't waste as much of your time, and you can attempt the run more often in the same amount of time. And we'll be seeing all sorts of alternate strats as the video goes on. Alright, one more star from Whomp's Fortress. This time it's shooting to the Wild Blue. Once again, Slipperynip goes for a harder strat than the 70-star record. Instead of side flipping and wall kicking up to the star, he just does a normal jump before the wall kick. Very nice. Next up is Shifting Sandland. First up is inside the ancient pyramid, where Slipperynip does pillarless to get inside the pyramid. Welcome back to Super Mario 64, where bombs don't function properly. If you didn't watch my 70-star video, throwing a bomb and catching it right before it explodes is another way to build up backwards momentum. By carrying this bomb all the way back to the pyramid, you can clip inside without popping the top off, which you would otherwise do by riding a shell to the top of the 4 pillars around the level. In the talons of the big bird features another strat that's basically only used in 16-star, Fly Guyless. In longer categories, runners will climb the nearest pillar, then long jump off the fly guy to reach Klepto. Top 16-star runners do a harder strat though, where you long jump from the pillar on the far side of the level straight to Klepto. This isn't really practical for 70 or 120-star, since it requires a frame-perfect rollout after diving over the slope, as well as a frame-perfect slide kick almost immediately afterwards. Last up is shining atop the pyramid, another star that's basically exactly the same as 70-star. 7 down, 9 to go. Lethal Lava Land starts with a red coin star. Same idea as the other runs, just dive and roll out back and forth and hope Mario isn't too dizzy to keep going. In longer categories, you can use the wing cap to fly over to the red hot log rolling star, instead of, well, you know, rolling on a log. But Mario's been busy with a bunch of other nonsense, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. So in 16-star, runners will do what's known as side hop, which is a triple jump wall kick to get to the platform containing the star. Unlike most of the other stuff we've looked at, this level is slower in 16-star, since using the wing cap is faster than side hop. Next up is the hot-footed into the volcano star, where runners do lava boost to get up to the star. You can worry about the third degree burns later, we've got 6 more stars to collect. Once again, it's important to get good at this strat because of how easily things can go wrong. If you mess up and take damage more than twice, you die right away. Slipperynip boils the big bully for his 4th and final star from Lethal Lava Land. Hazy Maze Cave features a pretty big mistake though. In Watch for Rolling Rocks, Slipperynip misses the double jump wall kick on his first try, wasting a couple seconds. He recovers quickly and continues the run though, since he entered the level a couple seconds ahead of his personal best. Next up, he gets a quick star by talking to Toad, and gets 2 more from the cave. From this platform, he triple jumps to the right to get this star you normally need Dory for, then he long jumps left for amazing emergency exit. With 15 stars down, Mips the rabbit appears in the basement. Runners will catch him and avoid collecting the star. Now it's time for the Mips clips, which is also a fantastic name for a speedrun tech. To do the first clip through the door, runners will walk towards the right side of the door, then press Z to clip inside the door when Mips' shadow disappears. Turn around to grab him and jump out of the door. The clip into the 30-star door is similar. Walk to the right edge and press Z to get inside. Then Slipperynip gets 1 star from Dire Docks, namely Board Bowser's sub. Since we're about to, you know, rip the game to shreds and all that jazz, collecting the red coins and Bowser in the Fire Sea isn't necessary. 16-star giveth and 16-star taketh away. This level features the pole glitch. By doing a dustless rollout here, then doing a precise jump dive followed by another rollout, you set yourself up to single jump here and teleport to the top of this pole. This is difficult because dustless rollouts are frame perfect, and your positioning has to be pretty precise. If Mario isn't moving fast enough, this trick won't work. The Bowser fight is basically the same as the other categories, and it's on to setting the game on fire. Now that you're able to go upstairs, we can do some more backwards long jumps. First one is on this staircase to get through the 50-star door, then you can do another one to bypass the endless staircase, which is normally supposed to loop forever if you have fewer than 70 stars. Bowser in the Sky plays out the same way as before, and that's the game. Welp, there it is. That's the 16-star category down. Before we move on, Elias and I have started a new gameplay channel called Miles Per Game. Our first video where we play Mario Maker 2 co-op is up there as we speak.
Oh no, Matt, I can't do this by myself, I need an adult. You're older than me!
Hopefully we'll upload a couple videos a week over there, but we'll see since I'm editing them pretty heavily. Subscribe to that channel for more hot garbage from us. We'll actually be taking a look at the 1 and 0-star runs at the same time, because they follow very similar routes. In fact, if you mess up 0-star, you can pivot straight to 1-star, and we'll take a look at what that means in a second. KANNO holds both records, with a time of 7 minutes 10.43 seconds for 1-star, and 6 minutes 29.95 seconds for 0-star. These runs both start with the Lobby BLJ and Bowser in the Dark World. After beating Bowser, KANNO jumps back into the level to exit out to the front of the castle, allowing him to get down to the basement quickly. Upon unlocking the door, KANNO heads to this staircase and does what's known as a side BLJ. By building up enough speed with a backwards long jump here, you can clip through the 30-star door. In 1-star, that's all you need to do, since the 1-star you get is from Dire Docks. But in 0-star, you need to build up even more speed on the left side of this pillar to pass through Dire Docks and go straight to Fire Sea. This is known as DDD skip, which has nothing to do with an obese penguin. The side BLJ works for the same reason as the stair BLJs we've already taken a look at. Backwards long jumping is possible on stairs because of the game's vertical position snapping mechanic. By timing a BLJ, Mario snaps up to the next stair, which brings his vertical speed to 0. This snapping mechanic allows you to BLJ on the ground over and over and over, so you can keep building up the backward speed you need. The side BLJ takes advantage of this mechanic as well. To perform it, Mario needs to have his left foot on one stair and his right foot on the stair above it. You need to be at a slight angle for this to work and push up left on the stick, which causes Mario to repeatedly snap up and down between the two steps, since he's moving backwards and not perfectly parallel with the stairs. His vertical speed resets over and over and over, and you can continue the BLJ. In 1 star, runners will get the Board Bowser Substar, and from here the runs are the same. Beat Bowser in the Fire Sea, exit out to unlock the 30-star door, BLJ through the 50-star door, BLJ up the endless staircase, and beat the final Bowser level. I'm coming to the realization that I could have called these categories 1 star and none star. You know, if I wanted everyone to click off the video immediately. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. I left a lot of info about movement and whatnot out of this video, since I already covered it last week in the 70-star one. So check out that video, link in the description, and subscribe to Me Plays Games for more videos like this. Alright, good night fellas, sleep well.